Welcome to Grand Adventures RV Camping News for the month of August 2026. I'm Mark Guido. A federal appeals court has entered judgment requiring Keystone RV Company to pay $2,000 to eligible class members who currently own Passport brand Western Edition travel trailers with wood roof trusses, resolving claims that the company misrepresented the materials used to build the trailers. The Keystone RV class consists of consumers who purchased a new Keystone Passport brand Western Edition travel trailer from an authorized Keystone dealer in California before December 1st, 2019, with a VIN number that ends following HX414101. According to the class action lawsuit, Keystone used wood roof trusses, while claiming in marketing materials that they used 5-inch crowned stamped galvanized steel roof trusses. Eligible class members who currently own a qualifying trailer with wood roof trusses may receive a $2,000 payment by submitting a valid payment request with supporting documentation by August 28, 2026. Towable RV owners have long used Timbren's suspension enhancements in both their camping trailers and their tow vehicles. Now, the company has announced its BES brake enhancement system, which replaces truck factory rotors and pads with severe duty components to bring vehicles to a safe stop, especially on steep mountain descents. The system is designed to minimize brake fade, a condition when brakes lose their effectiveness when overheated, through a combination of rotor coating and specialized pad compounds. Timbren's proprietary black onyx bond rotor coating is designed to handle temperatures up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit, a 67% higher heat threshold than what is found on factory brake coatings. Timbren's Onyx Bite brake pads use a low metallic formula designed to resist brake fade. Each Timbren truck kit is backed by a 42-month or 42,000-mile warranty, alongside the company's 100-day money-back guarantee. Second quarter earnings posted by Camping World Holdings demonstrate continuing weakness in new RV sales, partially offset by used RV sales. The company's operating expense reduction also helped to mitigate earnings results, but the company nevertheless lowered its outlook for the remainder of 2026, citing a slower than expected retail market. Camping World sold 22,312 new RVs during the quarter, a 16.4% decline from a year earlier. Revenue from new RV sales fell 5% to $869 million. The company sold 19,882 used RVs, up 5.2% from the second quarter of 2025. Used RV revenue increased 1.4% to $580.3 million, while same-store used unit sales also rose 5.2%, suggesting that many buyers are favoring pre-owned RVs over new models, as affordability remains a concern. Company executives said that sales trends remain soft through the end of July. However, they expressed optimism that improving inventory levels and stronger margins would perhaps improve results by the end of the year. The experience with used inventory at Camping World is reinforced by data just released by National Powersports Auctions, or NPA, which demonstrates that used RV prices are running 11% higher than they were a year ago. The NPA reports that used inventory remains plentiful among all RV categories, providing dealers with a broad selection to meet customer demand. Buyers have been discriminating, preferring clean, well-maintained, retail-ready units. NPA observes that as the RV market moves from its peak selling season into fall, wholesale prices are beginning to take their normal seasonal adjustment, when both new and used wholesale prices begin to decline. One RV manufacturer, however, has been bucking the new RV sales trend. Alliance RV is celebrating 3 consecutive months of record-breaking retail RV sales in May, June, and July of 2026. They credit delivering on buyer expectations and product innovation, and they've expressed a commitment to continuing to expand their product lineup. You may already know about the Federal Communication Commission's ban on foreign-made unmanned aerial systems, also known as drones, or perhaps on foreign-made computer routers. Now, you can add many foreign-made power inverters used in RVs to that list. The FCC's covered list now includes foreign-produced power inverters, except power inverters which have been granted a conditional approval by the Department of War or Department of Homeland Security. Think about your Victron inverter chargers manufactured in the Netherlands, or perhaps your Jackery portable power station built in China for a California-based company. The concern arises that a foreign entity could hack the device, potentially impacting America's power grid. The new ruling does not affect the continued importing, marketing, selling, or use of existing inverters that have already received FCC equipment authorization. It also only affects the importation or sale of new inverting devices that utilize Wi-Fi, cellular, Bluetooth, or other such network connectivity. Although fewer and fewer devices on the market lack that functionality, if only to connect to an app on your mobile device. In other government news, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, has announced substantial revisions to its diesel selective catalytic reduction inducement requirements beginning with the 2027 model year. The proposal would shift away from D rates, or mandatory engine speed and power reductions in the event of a diesel exhaust fluid or DEF malfunction. Instead, the focus would shift to improve diagnostics and warning systems, to encourage proper DEF use and discourage tampering with DEF systems. In proposing the change, the agency cites research indicating higher compliance from frequent and effective dashboard warnings, while avoiding operational disruption. The 45-day comment period runs through August 29th, following 2 public hearings on the matter. And the Trump administration previously affirmed Americans' freedom to fix their own vehicles, including DEF and other environmental control systems, and demanded DEF system failure data from manufacturers to help guide the EPA in their decision-making. We'll have more August news for you from Battleborn's parent company, new RV dealerships, campground news, a lawsuit filed by Buc-ee's against an Ohio convenience store, and more, right after we take a quick ad break. So stay tuned. The Nevada-based parent company of embattled Battleborn Batteries has announced the acquisition of one of its larger competitors, Dakota Lithium. Dragonfly Energy announced the acquisition on July 31st, and company officials indicate that both brands will continue to operate separately in a multi-brand strategy. Both Dakota Lithium and Battleborn produce lithium iron phosphate batteries, commonly used in the RV and marine markets. The $4 million purchase price includes $1 million in cash, with the remaining consideration paid in Dragonfly Energy common stock valued at $2 per share, a premium to recent trading levels. Dakota Lithium generated approximately $12 million in net revenue in 2025, despite significant working capital and inventory constraints that significantly limited product availability. Blue Compass RV, which operates over 100 RV dealerships from coast to coast, has announced new locations in Oregon and Utah. After first entering the Medford, Oregon market in 2021, the company's new location will combine sales and service under one roof. The location in Medford features a lineup of new RVs that includes Jayco motorized and towable units, as well as Brinkley and Forest River Aurora. And in St. George, the company is celebrating the grand opening of its new Utah location. The 8-acre facility, located just off Highway 91 in close proximity to Zion National Park, includes over 11,000 square feet of interior space, featuring Alliance, Brinkley, Forest River Cherokee and Aurora, Integra, Heartland, and Thor Motor Coach, and 7 enclosed service bays. And in campervan news, Roadtrek Incorporated has been sold to Conestoga Partners, a private U.S.-based capital ownership group with divisions in the RV and marine segments. Since 2019, Roadtrek had been owned by France's Groupe Rapido, owner of the Westphalia and other European brands. They bought Roadtrek from Germany's Erwinheimer Group after the global Erwinheimer sale to Thor Industries did not include the Roadtrek brand. Now under new ownership, the current leadership team will continue to operate Roadtrek from its facilities in Cambridge, Ontario. Financial details of the transaction were not disclosed. Founded in 1974, Roadtrek is an iconic brand in the campervan segment. Although following financial irregularities in the Erwinheimer years, it's now only a shadow of what it once was. As part of the sales agreement, the company will be phasing out its use of the Westphalia brand name in North America. Beavers Mini Mart, a small independent convenience store in Beaver Creek, Ohio, with a cartoon beaver logo, has been sued by the much larger Texas-based behemoth Buc-ee's, which is popular with the RV traveling crowd. However, things may not always be exactly as they seem. In a lawsuit filed on July 28th, Buc-ee's contends that the store's cartoon beaver logo and branding infringe upon Buc-ee's trademarks. Beavers Mini Mart had been in business for over 20 years, so at first, the lawsuit resulted in a social media uproar against Buc-ee's perceived heavy-handedness. Even Ohio Governor Mike DeWine weighed in on behalf of the smaller store. But Buc-ee's co-founder R. Chaplin III told the local Ohio mayor that the lawsuit was only filed after Beaver Mart owner Vic Bopari attempted to trademark the term Beaver Mart, a move that Buc-ee's feared could allow the company to expand under similar branding to additional locations beyond Beaver Creek. Whether that results in customer confusion or not is now a decision for the courts to make. An RV park near Big Bend National Park in Texas has been sold, and it may not be used by RV travelers going forward. Located just north of the national park, the 133-site Stillwell store and RV park has been purchased by Louisiana-based Park Group Construction, a company that builds temporary housing for construction workers, colloquially known as man camps. Although it hasn't yet been confirmed, many fear that the site will be used to house workers constructing the border wall through Big Bend National Park, construction that, just coincidentally last week, was paused. The property had been listed for sale for $875,000, although the actual purchase price was not disclosed. Stillwell Store and RV Park has stopped taking reservations, and at least one social media commenter has indicated that his existing reservation was canceled. Meanwhile, in Kingman, Arizona, a proposal for a new RV park has been denied by county officials. According to the Kingman Miner, plans to rezone a 38-acre parcel for a new RV resort park alongside I-40 east of the Hualapai Mountains was soundly defeated in a unanimous decision levied by the Mojave County Board of Supervisors at their August 3rd meeting. Area residents opposed development of the 150-site campground, citing water and traffic concerns. They collected signatures from over 170 area residents voicing their opposition to the project. In better news for RVers, officials say that a long-planned RV park development set for 135 acres of former state open space land in the Fort DuPont, Delaware redevelopment project is now back on track after it appeared to be headed for a sheriff's sale, according to Delaware Online. RV park developer Todd Burbage, who purchased the state-owned property near the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal from a publicly funded redevelopment corporation, says that he and the corporation have kissed and made up after he paid them $1.1 million earlier this summer and committed to paying the remaining $1 million owed on the property this fall. Burbage, who has developed RV parks up and down the East Coast, purchased the property in 2021 from the Redevelopment Corporation, which financed $2.1 million of the $3.6 million purchase price, contingent upon Burbage developing the park. Burbage says now that he hopes to break ground on the project later this year. In analyzing KOA's 2026 Camping and Outdoor Hospitality Report, the website Food Drink Life has noticed that Gen Z is putting camping at the center of the American road trip, and it's not just about the money. The author reports that young travelers are booking RV rentals and campsites not for the scenery, but for the company, finding that campgrounds can create friendships that often translate into traveling companions almost overnight. No scheduling or planning apps required. In an area of fragmentation and social isolation, the KOA report reveals that 3/4 of campers view campgrounds as a place outside of work or the home where genuine community happens. While less likely to have frequent interactions, Gen Z campers are the most likely to develop long-lasting bonds, with 43% staying in touch after their camping experience. Nevertheless, it's not surprising that boomers demonstrate the highest degree of social engagement, with 51% having at least one meaningful interaction per trip. Finally, coming up this weekend, the Atlanta Mega RV Show promises a first-of-its-kind event, combining the RV industry and Major League Baseball. Held this Friday through Sunday at the Cobb Convention Center, the RV show will be held adjacent to a 3-game home series as the Atlanta Braves host the Colorado Rockies. The event will showcase more than 250 RVs and over 100 dealers, manufacturers, and exhibitors under one roof. The Braves will be on hand for branded fan experiences, interactive elements, giveaways, photo opportunities, and on-site ticket sales. Now, coming up next week, we'll gawk at the giants of the Great Lakes as they sail right past our campground in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. So if you're not yet a grand adventurer, I don't know what you're waiting for. There's no better time than right now for you to go smash that little subscribe button and ring that notification bell to be sure that you never miss a grand adventure, which we premiere right here every Wednesday evening. We'd be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. But if you enjoyed our RV camping news for the month of August 2026, please be sure to give us a huge thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, that's where you'll find the comment section where we love to hear from you each and every week. So until next Wednesday from Sault Ste. Marie, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. And we'll see you then.